I don't profess to be an expert in grit and resilience. However, I lived it, and so I can tell you my experience. The only difference between me and some of my friends is that the three of us, me, Sam, and George, we actually bought into the idea that education could save our lives. When I think about what happened to some of my friends who did not make it and why they didn't make it, I think back to the first grade. And when the teacher would ask, you know, what you want to be when you grow up, everybody's hand would go up. I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a this or a that. And if you fast forward that to 7th, 8th grade and you ask that very same question, not many hands go up. A lot of these kids are just, I'm just trying to make it. And so along the way, somewhere, these kids lost hope. I have friends who are in jail now for murder, doing something that I couldn't fathom, or they couldn't even fathom that they would have ever been able to do, but their pact, their network was not a positive one. Guess what? Your parents were on drugs, so were mine. Guess what? You got arrested when you were a teenager, so did I. I got arrested for attempted murder when I was a teenager. And I don't have time to talk to you, but I really didn't try to kill anybody, just so you know. I grew up in a single-parent home. Both of my parents were on drugs. My other doctor friend, he got arrested for armed robbery when he was a teenager. So all of these things, to be honest, we should not be here today. The question is, how did we get here then? For us, when we developed our pact, it developed like a force field around us. And as we move forward in our journey to become doctors, a lot of things bounced off of our force field because we didn't have fathers in the home, so we became each other fathers. We taught each other how to become men. That's why I think our pact is important, because we were self-checking ourselves as we were going along because we weren't the greatest kids. We got in trouble. We were cutting class. And there happened to be a seminar ongoing about careers in medicine and dentistry. And so as we were cutting class, the security guards saw us, and so we dodged into the library so we wouldn't get caught. This recruiter was talking about careers in medicine and dentistry, and as I'm sitting in the back of the room, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I could do that. And like the first time I ever even thought about becoming a doctor. The only thing I thought I could do when I was growing up was to work at the post office. Why? Because about 6 or 7 of my immediate family worked at the post office. That was making it to me. I didn't think about being no doctor. Like that, what is that? George wanted to be a dentist because he had gotten braces on his teeth. And so when we were done with that recruiter session, he was like, we should do this together. And that's how our pact started. Our positive peer pressure network it allowed us to soar. If you could design something to make it work in that way, you can make these kids soar. The times that you can't be there, they're going to be able to police themselves. Again, I'm not an expert on grit and resilience, but I am an expert on my life and what I did and what we went through, and I think our formula is what saved our lives. Thank you.